Yo, what is going on, NFL fans? Welcome back to the channel. We've been talking about week one in nauseum, right? So I'm on my lunch break. We're going to do a lunch break prediction video, and I'm going to talk about week two of the NFL season. Let's get into these predictions. We got Buffalo at Miami. I like Miami at home, especially in the beginning of the year. That humidity in Miami is super crazy, guys. So I think the Bills are going to struggle to contain that offense in Miami. Do Tyreek Hill, Waddle, one of the best offenses with H.A. at the running back position. I'm going with the Miami Dolphins to win this game. I might be in the minority here, but I think the Buffalo Bills are going to regress considerably, especially because they've lost a lot of players. That offense is going to be very anemic, in my opinion. And I think they're either going to win or lose a lot of really close games. So I'm going with the Miami Dolphins to win this one. Then the Saints at Dallas. I think Dallas takes this game pretty easily. I think the Saints are going to be trashed this year. I think they're going to win 6 or 7 games if they're lucky. I'm not a believer in Derek Carr. That offensive line lost right tackle Ramczyk for the year. They have one guy on that whole offensive line above a 50 PFF grade. Derek Carr is going to be running for his life. Olave's been banged up in preseason. I think the Cowboys easily take this game. Next game is a really fun one. Tampa Bay at Detroit. I like this game for the Lions, especially playing in Detroit in the Dome. And we all know Jared Goff is 10 times the player indoors than he is outdoors. I think they only play like 3 games all year outside, which is great for Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are going to do just enough to win this game. It might be a little closer than people think, but I like the Lions in this game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their offense, especially running the ball, they only averaged like 3.4 yards per carry last year. That even though they're going to run the ball 30 times a game. Mike Evans is getting a little bit older. The Lions' offensive line added Zeitler. They got even better. I like the additions to the secondary and drafting Terry and Arnold from Alabama. I like the Lions here. Then we have the Colts at Green Bay. This is one of my favorite games of the second week. And honestly, I have no idea who wins this game, but I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I think they're a little bit better all over the place. And then Richardson's only going to be in his second game back. We'll see how he looked. He looked okay in preseason. He didn't look great. But Adonai Mitchell, the wide receiver, the rookie wide receiver, he looked great, man. He's getting open. He's getting separation early in preseason games. He's going to be a huge addition opposite of Michael Pittman in this Colts offense. I just like where Jordan Love is a little bit better. They draft it really well, too, in my opinion. Bringing in Edger and Cooper on defense, bringing in Xavier McKinney in free agency. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to win at home. Then we have the New York Jets on the road against the Titans. I'm going with the Jets here. That Jets defense against Will Levis. Hopkins is banged up. We're not sure if he's going to be back for week 1 or week 2. So I really like the New York Jets with that stellar defense and Aaron Rodgers having a week under his belt. As long as he doesn't get hurt in the first 4 plays again, I think the New York Jets take this game. Then we're moving on to San Francisco on the road versus Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy looked like the truth in that first preseason game. He was really, really efficient. He can sling it, dude. He's got a killer arm. I mean, he's got to work on his routes in the middle of the field a little bit, especially against this 49ers defense. I think Sam Darnold's probably going to start for Minnesota, but if JJ keeps playing the way he's been playing, it's going to be hard. And did you see how hyped Justin Jefferson was on the sideline for JJ McCarthy? Yo, he's hyped for him. So if Justin Jefferson has any say in this, I think they're going to go JJ McCarthy to start the season. We'll have to see. But I'm taking the 49ers on the road. Then we have Seattle on the road versus New England. I think New England's going to struggle to win 4 or 5 games this year. That offense is going to be extremely anemic, man. They're not very good at all whatsoever. Seattle's got a great offense with Njigba, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Geno Smith needs to stay healthy, and this offensive line needs to block. I think they got a new head coach there, defensive-minded head coach that I think the Patriots maybe score 3 points if they're lucky, right? It's going to be under 10 for sure. I like the under in that, whatever that is. New York Jets at Washington. I'm going with the home team, the Washington Commanders. I like what they're doing there. Dan Quinn is really, really good head coach defensively. Then they brought in Cliff Kingsbury, a good offensive mind with Jaden Daniels, who looked really good in that opening week preseason game as well. And the thing is, the way the Commanders match up with the Giants, they have pretty good receivers with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. And we all know the Giants cornerbacks are complete cheeks, guys. So I think the Commanders take this game. Next up, we have the LA Chargers versus Carolina. I think Harbaugh is going to beat up on bad teams this year, right? They're going to run the ball. They're going to control this game in the trenches. And don't forget, the Chargers have a pretty good D-line edge rusher situation there. But Carolina has upgraded their offensive line, so I'm really interested to see how they look in real games. And we'll know more about this in week 1. If they play the Saints really well, then maybe Carolina can be a sneaky underdog bet here. But I'm going to go with the Chargers. Cleveland at Jacksonville. I like Cleveland in this game. That D-line is going to be up Trevor Lawrence's butt all game long. And I just don't like the wide receivers there. Gabe Davis, he's not that dude in my opinion. The Browns have to stop the tight end situation with Evan Ingram for Jacksonville. That's where they're going to attack Cleveland, I think, because Denzel Ward's going to shut down Gabe Davis being their number 1 wide receiver. But they do have Brian Thomas Jr. as well, so I'm really interested to see how he looks in the first couple of weeks of the season. I'm going with Cleveland. Then we have the Raiders at Baltimore. I think Baltimore is just going to be too much for the Raiders to compete with, but I think the Raiders are going to be a little bit better than people think with Devontae Adams. Hopefully he's going to be there to see how he plays with Brock Bowers. There's going to be a lot of openings in that offense. Can Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew capitalize on those weapons? We'll have to see. The Ravens are still going to have a solid defense, and they're going to run the ball down their throat with Derrick Henry. I'm going with the Ravens, especially at home. Arizona at home versus the Rams. This is going to be a really, really close game, I think, man. And if the Arizona Cardinals upset the Rams, I wouldn't be completely surprised. But I'm going to go with the Rams as long as they're healthy. We'll have to see if Puka Nacua is healthy. If he's not healthy, I might take Arizona in this spot. But I like the Rams to win this game. Pittsburgh on the road versus Denver. This is another game that I'm really interested to see. Bo Nix, I thought, performed very well week 1. Very efficient with the football. He's a gamer, man. He is an absolute gamer. And Justin Fields looked horrendous, dude. Justin Fields looked like an abomination at the quarterback position in week 1. Holding on to the ball too long. Oh, man. Can I go upset with Denver here? I'm doing it. I'm picking an upset. Denver Broncos win this game. In Colorado, you're playing at elevation. Pittsburgh's on the road. They're pretty much flying across the country. I think Denver upsets the Steelers. You guys are going to think I'm crazy for that, but when it happens, don't forget, I'm the one who said, look for Denver to get a W here at home. Then the Chiefs at home, they're going to dominate Cincinnati, I think, at home. I like the Kansas City Chiefs in this spot. I think there's going to be some, transition pains and coming off injury pains for Joe Burrow the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. Look for Kansas City Chiefs to capitalize on that. This is going to be a fun game too, but Houston's got a really good defense. DeMeco Ryans is a great defensive-minded head coach. He's coming after Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is going to have a wake-up call in week 2. Houston gets the W. Monday Night Football, the Birds at home versus Atlanta. I'm taking the Eagles all day in this spot. The Eagles have always played Kirk Cousins very well, in my opinion. I don't think much of that changes. I just think the Eagles match up really well with them. I don't see how Atlanta can cover Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and stop a really good rushing attack with Saquon Barkley, who catches the ball really well out of the backfield. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, everyone, there's my Week 2 NFL picks. They're super early, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit, do something a little more new and fun for you guys. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, we're adding about 400 subscribers per month right now. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to me. Go Birds!